Scott Disick is extremely upset with Kim Kardashian, and here's the explanation for it. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Scott Disick has been part of the Kardashian world for a very long time. Even though he never officially married Kourtney Kardashian, he has remained closely tied to the family, not only because he shares 3 children with Kourtney, but also because of his long-lasting friendship with her sisters, especially Kim Kardashian. Over the years, Scott has built a bond with Kim that felt like family, so whenever things happen involving her, it often affects him too. This time, however, the situation is much heavier, because it involves comments made by Kim's ex-husband, Kanye West, that have deeply upset Scott, who is Jewish, and it seems he is struggling with the silence coming from Kim and the rest of her family. For a long time, Kanye has been known for creating controversy online, but his most recent actions have gone far beyond what most people expected. Over a period of several days, Kanye flooded social media with offensive posts, targeting Jewish people, making homophobic remarks, insulting women, and even sharing disturbing and inappropriate material. It became so bad that his account was deactivated. These actions sparked outrage across many communities, but for Scott, it hit extremely close to home. Being Jewish himself, he felt that Kanye's words were not only an attack on the community but also personally insulting. Because of his deep ties to Kim, Scott believed she should have openly condemned Kanye's behavior. To him, her silence feels like a betrayal. Sources close to Scott revealed that he is furious with Kim because he does not feel supported by her during a time when Kanye's words cut deeply. He sees Kanye as not just Kim's ex-husband but also the father of her children, and that makes it even more troubling for him that she hasn't spoken up forcefully against Kanye's hateful remarks. From Scott's perspective, the silence from Kim and the rest of her family sends the wrong message, especially when so many people look up to them. He fears this silence could make it seem as if what Kanye said is being brushed aside, when in reality, it is something very harmful that affects millions of people, including himself. This is not the first time Kanye has made shocking remarks about Jewish people. Back in 2022, he made a series of online posts where he used dangerous language, even saying he wanted to go DEFCON 3 inches on Jewish people. At that time, Kim responded quickly, making it clear that she stood firmly with the Jewish community. She wrote a message condemning hate speech, saying it was never acceptable, and called for an end to such violent and hateful language. That moment showed Scott that Kim recognized the seriousness of the issue, which is why her lack of response this time feels so disappointing to him. He expected her to react with the same strength as she did before, especially since Kanye's new actions are even worse and even more public. According to insiders, Scott now feels that Kanye is setting a terrible example for his children. He worries about how this behavior will impact them, considering that most of Kim and Kanye's children are now old enough to use the internet and see what is being said about their father. North, St. Chicago, and some could easily come across Kanye's words online, and Scott believes this will not only confuse them but also damage the way they learn about respect and tolerance. As someone who has always cared about children, especially his own, Scott is unsettled by the thought of kids growing up in an environment where such harmful behavior from a parent is not clearly rejected by the other parent. One of the main reasons for his anger is not that Kim said something wrong, but that she has chosen not to say anything at all. For Scott, the silence itself feels louder than any words. An insider even described his feelings by saying that Kim's lack of a public response has left him upset and questioning why the family hasn't spoken out against Kanye's behavior. He sees this as a matter of setting the right example, not just for Kim and Kanye's kids, but also for everyone watching. The Kardashians have a massive platform and influence, and Scott believes they have a responsibility to use that platform in moments like these. Behind the scenes, there are reports that people close to Kim are encouraging her to address the issue. They think it would be better for her to speak up now rather than stay silent and wait for things to possibly get worse. They believe that if Kim takes the lead in addressing Kanye's behavior, it could help protect her children from being affected by the chaos and also show the world where she stands. Some even think it could be the start of a much-needed intervention, a way to hold Kanye accountable while putting the children first. For Kim, it seems like a very difficult position, caught between her desire to protect her kids and the constant public pressure to respond to her ex-husband's actions. Kim has been through many battles with Kanye, both private and public, since their divorce in 2023. They share 4 children together, and although Kim has often worked to shield them from the drama, Kanye's actions make it very hard to keep things private. The two of them were supposed to handle parenting disputes through mediation, as part of their divorce agreement, but Kanye's tendency to take his grievances to the internet makes it hard to manage these situations quietly. Every time Kanye posts, it creates global headlines, and Kim is left to deal with the fallout, which now includes the anger of Scott, who feels left out and unsupported by her. Scott's frustration is also rooted in his closeness to the family. He has been there through many ups and downs, and he often stands by the Kardashians when others criticize them. This time, however, he is struggling to understand why the family has stayed silent. He wants them to realize that Kanye's words are not just offensive but dangerous. Silence, in his view, only makes the problem worse. He has reportedly told friends that he feels the family's lack of a clear statement is disrespectful to Jewish people and to him personally, considering how much he has given to the family over the years. The situation has now left Scott feeling conflicted about his relationship with Kim. On one hand, he still loves her like family, but on the other, he is hurt by what feels like her unwillingness to defend something that deeply matters to him. For someone who has always felt like part of the Kardashian inner circle, this is a big deal. He expected support from Kim when it came to standing up against hate speech, and not getting it has left him both angry and disappointed. At the same time, there are hints that Kim is not ignoring the problem completely. Some sources claim she has set strict rules for Kanye when it comes to seeing their children, showing that she is aware of how damaging his behavior can be. Still, the lack of a public statement makes it seem as though she is staying on the sidelines. Whether this is a strategy to protect her children from more public drama, or simply her way of avoiding a bigger conflict with Kanye, it remains unclear. But for Scott, the silence is what hurts the most, because he believes words matter in moments like these. This tension has added another layer of drama to the ongoing Kardashian-West story. For years, the world has watched as Kanye creates headlines with his unpredictable behavior, and Kim is left to manage the damage. Now, Scott has been pulled into the mix, adding his own voice of anger and frustration. His connection to the family makes his feelings more powerful, because it shows that even those closest to Kim are being affected by her choices. What happens next will depend a lot on Kim's response, if she decides to speak out. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.